I was writing these revolutionary papers in my spare time. Two of these papers were very important, and I still remember today. My papers are falling! I have papers all over the place, and my mustache is itchy. I'm sorry. I'm very scattered, man. Whew. Okay, anyway, two of these papers that I published, they were very important papers. They were still remembered today. The first paper answered the question, what is light? I described the photoelectric effect, which shows that light is made up of particles called photons. And this is the basis of the television for today. You like to watch your ABC News, your Snapped, your First 48. That is because of me. Me. Well, partly me. I don't know. Other people too, but I discovered the photoelectric effect, which is the basis of your television. So in my second paper, I discovered that atoms move and can make dust particles move. They have energy coming out of them. Then I created the equation E equals mc squared, which is very complicated for normal people, so I will not explain it. But it basically means that matter can be converted into energy. It just has to take a nuclear reaction, which is not an easy thing to get. But unfortunately, this created the atomic bomb. I did not create it. I created the science behind it. I oppose the use of the atomic bomb. I will also talk about that later. I created the general theory of Sorry, my mustache is very itchy! I created the general theory of relativity, and I did something very daring. I went against Sir Isaac Newton, my role model, my idol. I went against him. See, Newton thought that gravity was something that pulled you toward the earth. But the way that you move something is by pushing it. I think that space is pliable matter. We think of it as the atmosphere that the stars are in, but it's actually pliable matter. There was space, and then all of a sudden, Earth was dropped into space. What happened? Space bent around the Earth. And the space that bends around the Earth is pushing us into the ground. It is not pulling us. And you know how I figured this out? I figured it out because of a daydream where a roof painter in my hometown of Switzerland, I love Switzerland, was falling off of a roof. This man would not feel his own weight since gravity was pushing him down. And I know this is complicated, and I did a lot of these equations, and like on paper, like all of that stuff that you regular people, not with the brain like Albert Einstein, would understand. It's very, very complicated. So I mentioned earlier the atomic bomb. Well, I was a pacifist, which means that I oppose the war. I'm glad I remember that word because that is a complicated English word, but I remembered it. High five for me. Yes. I'm too old to be doing high fives. I should not really do that. I'm young at heart. And even though I created the math for the atomic bomb, I hated that they used it. The only reason I gave the math to the Americans is because the Germans were starting to build the atomic bomb using my math. And I did not want them to destroy the world. There was a world war going on, and I did not want them to destroy everything. So I gave the math to the Americans, thinking that they would use the bombs in the self-defense. But what they did, they used it in offense. I was very mad I even was depressed when they used that. I did not want that to be used on the offensive. I wanted it to be used on the defensive or for mutually assured destruction, not for offense. Another thing I did not like about the war, one of my dear friends, scientist named Haber, created poison gas in World War I. He used chemicals. He was a very, very famous, renowned chemist. And he used his chemicals that he was studying to create poison gas. It killed thousands of people. I thought that it was an insult to science, and I still do to this day. It is an insult to science. Science is being used for bad reasons. It was being used to murder thousands of people. It should not be used for that. Science should be used for the good knowledge of the people, so regular people can become more like me. So, I hope you learned a lot about me from this video. I was very glad to share my thoughts with you, and I hope that you liked me, and that you think I am not too stuck up, and that I hope you like what I did. And I feel that I am getting very old. Indeed, I'm getting very old. Look at my hair, look at my mustache. I'm getting very old. I'm turning white. I wanted to make this video in case I pass on to the next life. I want people to remember me, and I want to wish my regards to the next generation of scientists. Wait, where's the off button? How do you turn? Oh, there it is.